Hi you guys, my name is Oshun the Great, and welcome to my beautiful channel. I have kind of a cold, but nonetheless, I wanted to talk about today. I think not long ago when I was like researching Sister Soldier. She's like a old school rapper. She's a very political person, and I read a quote by her that said that basically Western society teaches women to be weak. I'm not saying that the feminine energy and divine feminine energy is weak, but in the way that we're socialized is definitely like for us to be weak and to be caught off guard and to worry about the wrong things. And so, patriarchy, like the umbrella of the patriarchy, I was talking about on Threads how the umbrella of the patriarchy is like being in war all the time for women. And when we grow up in the conditioning to trust the patriarchy or to have our guards let down and everything, we are not in tune with our intuition. We are prey for predators. And so, and constantly being taught to only care about our looks, our external validation, people pleasing, it keeps us off. It like knocks us out of our power and our throne, to where we don't know what's going on, and again we're easily put in danger all the time, whether we realize it or not. Under patriarchy and all these systems, safety is largely an illusion. So that's why you hear cases of femicide where women are literally like found dead in their apartments. This is gonna sound sinister, but where women are found dead in their apartments, the craziest places, by their partners. The places where you think she would be the safest, even with brothers, fathers, being essayed by people that know her, for example. So under patriarchy, when you are groomed to like have faith in the patriarchy and everything's fine and dandy, and you don't understand how the patriarchy thrives, which is off of the violence of women, the violence towards women and non-men, for example. And so when by religion and everything, we're taught the nurturing father trope, or that men are protectors and providers, when that's not the case. More so, women are socialized to be natural caregivers under society. And that's why you see a lot of men kind of abuse their power each time when they're given power over anyone. Besides men, even men hurt other men under patriarchy. And so, but in any time they're given power, they don't use it correctly. But yeah, just bringing it back to the point that you have to understand, like, one of my favorite spiritual quotes is that it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. And it's the same thing with women dealing with systematic things under patriarchy. And so you want to always be prepared and knowledgeable. Like, now we're in a time of the internet where women can share their stories and gossip and all of that good stuff. And we're more aware in that way, where younger women are learning that they're being preyed on sooner, that they don't have to get married, that they don't have to settle. Why men are always sabotaging their lives or making it harder. A lot of women are choosing to be single and all these things. People don't like it, but that's where we are, especially because an important thing for me is understanding that femicide is kind of like at an all-time high, or maybe we're just in an era where we can see it happening globally. And because of that, my main concern is like the first law of nature is self-preservation, point blank period. And so we can't afford to be just sit still and look pretty under patriarchy. That can be part of it. That's a tool for sure, because that's a tool of this I like to say disarming people, or the feminine is always underestimated a lot, like our intelligence, everything. Our intuition, our everything. No one cares, and that can be to our advantage. But for ourselves, we need to be learning like self-defense anytime we can. If you see that class come up, for example, we need to be vigilant to the men around us in our lives, even if we know them and they're long-term friends or family and all these things. Like, for example, there was a situation where a young girl was so scared to live with her own brother because he started doing psychotic things and like killing animals and threatening the family, and she had to sleep with her door locked. So stuff like that. And then the group chat where men were found talking about essaying the women in their lives, mothers, sisters, every, like, no one's off limits basically. And so when you understand the gruesome nature of it all, then you can be in reality. And I know I made a post about this a while ago where someone was like, this is fear mongering. And it's like, you can't fear monger the truth of like something that's happening a lot. Just over Thanksgiving, men were essaying turkeys. So it's just the understanding of like the truth will set you free in a way, and like literally. And I'm not talking about the women who feel like, or the men who feel like they're good men and good people. That's cool, but on the majority scale, my main thing is like teaching women their intuition and to tune in and to listen to themselves, for example. And so keep learning, keep looking for decentering men if that calls to you, or if you're not really into a season of dating, like trust yourself if that pool of dating doesn't seem appealing. Um, Understand, sit with that idea of like you have to get your skills up physically, make sure you're staying vigilant and your knowledge up, whether it's reading, researching, internet, listening to stories, holding space, sharing your own stories. Like, don't doubt any of that. And so yeah, you're in war, so you literally have to act that way. And so and it's not to have fear, but if you understand that you're seen as prey in the wild, right? People can look at you like you're just lamb that's easy, but when they try to come up on you, you have venom, and that's the difference. So there can be sheep that are easily eaten, and then that someone who can mistake you as like a easily sheep that's easily eaten, and they'll be like fucking wrong. They're gonna fuck around and find out. And so you have to be like that. You have to get to the point of like, it's another sinister way of thinking, but like if it came to you like one-on-one with a man to take your life, like women are so dehumanized that we don't even take our own life seriously, or the lives of other women, to where like we're always excusing our own existence. But if it came down to the value of yourself in a room with a dangerous man, and you had to choose your life or his, would you actually choose it? And so you have to keep sitting with that and being honest. And it's like, how can you move to that space? And that's what I'm trying to get with under not being this weak socialization anymore. But yeah, stuff to think about.